Hey guys, Stacy Coward, and today I want to talk to you about how do you trust in the middle of your fears? How do you trust in the middle of your pain? How do you trust when everything seems to be going wrong? How do you continue to trust? Well, I want to tell you about 3 practical points for learning how to trust in the middle of all of these things. And those things start with trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge the Lord and He will direct your path. And I know that's easily said, that you trust in God in the middle of everything. But I want to tell you, what does that look like in everyday living? What does that look like in today's time with everything that is going on? There are 3 parts of your body that you can just sort of lean into, and in your mind and in your soul that you can lean into in the middle of all of these things. It says lean not to your own understanding. Well, what do you lean to? Well, God has already given us some stuff on the inside that helps us to lean. Lean into your desires. What desires do you have in your heart that are waking you up in the morning and saying, keep going and keep going? What desires, what things are on your heart? What things are on your mind? What do you wake up in the morning with? The only reason that you're thinking about the things that you're thinking about is because it's a part of who you are anyway. And so when things are a part of who you are, you can't get rid of it. When you wake up in the morning, it's on your mind. When you lay down at night, it's on your mind. It stays with you all the time. Those are the things that you want to lean into. What do you do when you are faced with fears and faced with disappointments and faced with all these other things? The first thing you do is recognize that fear comes to paralyze you. That's the purpose of fear. Fear just comes in to paralyze you. Fear comes in because you are unsure of what's going on. It's unknown. It's an unknown place. It's an unknown season. It's unknown people. It's something that you've never done before. And fear comes in to halt you. It's even like when David was fighting Goliath, and Goliath was such a great giant that he had paralyzed everybody else with his mouth. He was able to stop them from functioning. But I want to tell you, how do you get past that? You get past it by trusting that you can do it, trusting that you can make it, trusting that you've been equipped to do everything that you've been called to do in this life. You want to lean into, what are the desires of my heart that I keep waking up in the morning? What's on my mind all the time? What's in my heart? Then you want to lean into your instinct, your gut feeling. There's this feeling inside of you that you know this is the right direction for me to flow in. How do you lean into your gut feeling? You know how you get this check in your spirit and it's just sort of don't do that. Then that's your director saying that you should not be going in that direction. But if you don't have something in your gut that says you don't do it, then keep it moving. Keep it moving until the obstacles come to the place where you are kicking doors down. You never have to kick a door down. You should be able to walk easily into your places. Many times we get paralyzed by fear and we stop walking. I'm not telling you that fear won't be there, but what I'm telling you is to have courage in the midst of the fear so you can keep walking and moving and doing all those things that you need to do. And if you want to know where you're supposed to be going, lean into the stuff that is the desires of your heart. It is only a desire because God put it in there for you. Everybody doesn't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to open up an ice cream shop, or I'm going to be a race car driver for real. Nobody wakes up you don't wake up and decide you want to be a race car driver or an ice cream maker or a banker or somebody that joined the military and become a great SEAL that's in the military. You don't wake up and decide that. That's who you were created to be. Lean into that place. And then the third thing that I want to tell you is that as you are leaning into the desires of your heart, leaning into those places where your instinct is drawing you into, I want you to trust that God has equipped you to do it all. You don't have to be afraid that you're not going to make it. Everything that you are created to be is already there. How do you keep taking steps though? When you're looking around you and you're seeing all these obstacles and people are dropping and people are falling off the track. Well, have you dropped off yet? No, that's why you're looking at this video. You haven't dropped off yet. You keep it moving. People are falling around you. People aren't able to do this every day. It's too much for them. It's too much for them because it wasn't written for them. It was written for you. That's why you're able to continue to do it every day. As long as you have the strength in your body, the breath in your body to get up and keep it moving every day, that's the direction you're supposed to be going in. The moment when you don't have the strength to get up and do it. You don't have the mind to do it. You don't have the heart to do it. You don't have the passion to do it. Then it's time for you to reevaluate yourself and say, well, am I supposed to be going in this direction? But as long as you have the heart and the mind and the strength to do it, then you have to command yourself in your head to get up and keep it moving. Now, that doesn't mean that your feelings will always be aligned with what you're doing. You won't always feel like doing what you're doing. But that doesn't mean that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's where discipline comes in, where you got to get up and discipline yourself to do the things that need to be done. But in the meantime, you keep stepping, and don't worry about taking 10 steps at one time. I often talk about this, where people worrying about 5 years from now, 3 years from now. Okay, I just need you to take one step every day towards what you want to be. One step in the middle of the fear. And sometimes you may even have to tell yourself, I'm just taking one step right now. One step forward. Don't try to fix everything at one time. Don't try to heal everything. Don't try to be everything at one time. Just be one thing at a time and accomplish that. And as you are moving, that you can say, I will trust in the Lord with all of my heart and lean not to my own understanding. Keep trusting God. And see, trusting God is when you don't see anything around you that looks like you are going in the right direction. You just tell God, I trust you. If you said it, I trust you. God, if you said this, I trust you. And you just trust God because he said it. You didn't come up with it. You didn't make it up. You didn't wake up this morning and decide that you was going to be this. God put it in your heart and in your mind. And so then all you got to do is align your mouth with it and say, God, you said it. I believe it. I trust it. I'm going to do this thing. Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right. Don't worry about the 10,000 people falling at your feet, because you're not in the 10,000. You are the one that was called to do this great work. Whatever your great work is, it may be that you are a great work as a teacher, a great work as a principal, a great work as a cab driver, a Uber driver, a cook. Whatever your role is, you are great in this, and nobody can do it like you can do it. You are the best by far at it. Keep moving in that direction. And as you get ready to transition and change and to become the greater version of who you are, God is going to take all that stuff that he put in you previously and use it to move you to the next level. As people, I want to throw this out really quickly. There was a man in the Bible named Shimei. And King David was walking, and Shimei came along, and he began to throw dirt on him and throw rocks and talk about him and do all of this kind of stuff. When you're walking this walk out, don't think there won't be Shimeis in your life. People that will throw dirt on you and throw rocks on you and just do all kind of stuff to discourage you from going in the direction that you're going in. I need you to know that perhaps the Lord, like David said, perhaps the Lord has sent a Shimei in your life to just get you where you need to be. Don't get mad at the people throwing rocks and dirt at you. You just keep it moving. David's boys was with him, and they said, let's cut his head off. And David said, no, don't cut his head off, because I don't know that God has not sent him in my life to sort of antagonize me a little bit to get me to where I need to go. It's some people and some situations in your life that have been sent just to antagonize you to get you to the next place. Anger can be used for good things, and that's another story. But it's people and situations in your life that have been called forward to move you there, because you would not move unless this stuff occurred in your life. So as you are moving along, don't get caught up on the Shimeis that are throwing rocks on you. Don't not lean into God, lean into what he said, lean into the promises of his word, and trust your instinct, that gut feeling that's inside of you. And then the desires of your heart. Every day that you wake up, the reason you have these desires is because it is something that you're supposed to be doing. So you can trust that every day. You can keep stepping every day, one step at a time. You take one step, God will take two. You take one, he'll take two. Don't worry about taking 30 steps. Just do your part for today. And I want you to really think about that. Just, what can I do today? Just to live in today and be about today. And God will take care of your future if you trust in him and lean not to your own understanding. Realize that a lot of the stuff that's going on in your life is a part of your purpose, a part of what you're supposed to have. As people throw rocks at you, Bless them. That's what you need to do. What do you do when people are throwing rocks at them? And sometimes don't even acknowledge it. They may be throwing rocks, so you just say, okay, whatever. It doesn't even matter. And keep it moving, because you don't have time for the rocks that are being thrown at you to even go back and acknowledge that rock. Just keep it moving to where you're trying to go. As you're growing as a person, as you are moving, as you are doing all the things that you are becoming, the proof will be in the pudding. The people will begin to see your greatness and the miracles on your life, and the change in you as you continue to trust and walk. Trust and walk. Trust and walk. So, if you like this video, I want you to like it below, subscribe, and pass it on. I hope this has helped you to retool your life today.